the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Prepared Mind channel, Zero Dark 30, blasting out of the bunker and into the night. Woo! I apologize for missing yesterday's Zero Dark 30 and evening. I got hit with a 24-hour bug, and when I tell you I got hit by a 24-hour bug, it was like getting hit by a truck. Monday night after the show, I got done. I went to the bunker kitchen, put together a little bit of chow, and just about fell over. It hit me so hard and so fast and took me down. Well, 24-hour flus or whatever the hell it was, being what it was, it's done, gone. And I'm back. And here we are. And the topic is peace, no peace. I'm a very peace-loving guy. I don't call myself a pacifist, but I want peace. I want some quiet, some peace and some quiet. And what do we get? The opposite of that. Even when you want peace, it's hard to find. I look around and I go, well, who else wanted peace? Well, that would be the hippies in the 60s. They wanted peace, right? Right? They wanted peace. They didn't want war. They were against war. Remember that? Yeah. Oh, everyone who protested the war, the Vietnam War, that is. They protested killing, right? They said, make love, not war, man. That fucking peaceniks. Right? What else did they do? They called soldiers and Marines when they get back, baby killers. You baby killers. But where are we today? These people don't want peace. The left is so radical, they are now everything that they accused us of being. Right? I don't know of a whole lot of veterans of war that loved all the killing and death and blood and mayhem and destruction. They didn't want that shit. But what do these people do? Someone gets assassinated, someone they don't like, and they're literally cheering as loud as they can. Cheering it and calling for more. Imagine if they weren't losing their jobs. Imagine if they were in charge of everything. The news, politics, social life, professional life. Well, they got really close, my friends. They got really close at one point to having just that. Now, why did they lose it? Why did they lose that opportunity? Did they overplay their hand? Well, quite possibly you could use that expression. Wow, that person's really speeding. They overplayed their hand, right? They kept shoving it in our face faster and faster and faster, louder and louder and louder, and more violent and more violent. Look around now, folks. These people, they want to kill babies. They celebrate it. They brag about it. And it's, the ability to get an abortion is now a state issue and not a federal government protected issue. And they lost that because they are wrong. It's easy. They want violence and they're getting in trouble for it. They're like, well, gee whiz, yeah, it's wrong. It's a crime. They're not calling for peace, are they? They want more. I find it incredible that these people want more. They want to go after, well, us, their own country, their own state, their own people, hell, even their own families. And I don't think you can defend the position. I don't think you can defend the position. It is absolutely incredible to me, though, that for a movement that started as calling for peace, did everything that an enemy in wartime would do. They infiltrated positions of power, authority, education, social construct, media. They infiltrated it, hired their own people in, and began a decades, even generations long indoctrination process. Indoctrination process. You know, the concept of freedom, not being free, I don't think can be discussed enough. Right? When you want to be at peace, when you want some quiet, when you just want to be left alone for Pete's sake. Look how hard that is. Because a nation that's free allows bad people to freely move about also. A nation with free speech, wow, they take that free speech all the way to the end, don't they? To the point where they're inciting violence. And I believe in all but the most, free speech, almost absolute. But how do we put this? There are political and ideological beliefs that are inconsistent and cannot cannot exist in peace with others. And those are religious beliefs that hold that they're superior and that others are inferior. Religious beliefs that say others are their servants and slaves and that they can be killed. Belief systems that say people don't have freedom, they don't have rights, that the government owns everything. The reason those are dangerous and ought to be illegal, as in criminal, is because they will use our freedoms as a shield to increase their power and the scope of their influence and do exactly what they've done. They scream for peace while they work towards war, destruction, theft, and murder. And we're now seeing the consequences of allowing such things as communism and radical religious beliefs. Radical religious beliefs. Now, if they want to live under their radical religious and governmental institutions elsewhere, fine. But they won't leave us alone, will they? There's no peace. No peace with these people because they see people who want peace as weak. They want not peace-loving free people, but they want timid, scared, frightened, horrified people to obey them. That's what they want. That's what they like. That's what gives them their sense of power. The people that run this shit show know exactly what they're doing, folks. They don't want you or me to have peace. So what is our fate? Well, fate is for us to make it. That's exactly what our fate is. It's for us to make. So, at times of peace, enjoy peace. In times of war, you have to do what is undesirable, and that is abandon peace for a time until peace can be resumed. And I think that's what is happening in the United States of America. Our nation, our republic is under attack. Our freedoms, rights, liberties, and our very lives are under attack. Our history, our society, our culture, our traditions are under attack. And it's not an intellectual attack. It's a very violent, ruthless evil that exists. And it doesn't want us to live in peace as normies or cis men and women. So I guess we're going to see how this all plays out, are we not? Best thing you can do, observe, understand what's happening around you, and have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and a means of self-defense for what is coming. Semper Fi means always faithful. And they poked a sleeping bear, and there's rules to the game they're not aware of. See you guys later.